But yeah, when I look at this, I kind of want to. When I look at Creed 3, I want to compare it to all the previous entries in this franchise, and it seems like all of them managed to hit a higher level of emotionality in their central plots because, except for Rocky 5, which was just, not a strong entry, which just happens sometimes, it's fine. But we're just going to exclude that from this discussion. But Rocky 1 feels very real because it's kind of, it's, of course, it's an American classic. Rocky 2 feels good because it's kind of a retread of Rocky 1 with a slightly different ending. Rocky 3 is great, I think, just because it's excellently scripted and put together, and it really is everyone working really well. 4 is great because it just decides to have some big plot twists and some big stakes, so you get invested. 6 is good because it's about being in a midlife crisis, or just being in your midlife and losing some of your purpose and your touchstones. So it's about revitalizing yourself with a project. Creed is great because it's about proving yourself as a young man again, and of course, father's legacy and stuff like that. 2 is great because it's about vengeance and about, once again, your father's legacy, and about father's legacy for both of the protagonist and the antagonist. And I think it was exceptionally powerful in how it told that story and how it ended. And then 3 is, I think 3 could have been just as powerful as all those easily, but I think they just they messed up with the editing or something. Maybe the studio made them cut it down for reasons, or maybe it just wasn't there in the first place. But oddly enough, this movie makes me think of Rocky 6, Rocky Balboa from 2006, I believe, which has a relatively unknown and unrelated antagonist. Compared to all the other Rocky antagonists, he's the one that's remembered least because he's just supposed to be kind of a version of Mike Tyson that shows up and then has to be able to fight Rocky Balboa when he's like 59 years old and still be interesting. But I think in that version, thinking back to when I watched Rocky Balboa, I think it worked because they gave him a bunch of different scenes in the film, cutting in between Rocky stuff, and it was always different stuff. It was like him talking with his trainer, talking with his manager, talking with another guy, and the scenes didn't necessarily say a lot by themselves, but because of those scenes, it gave you a feeling that like he was a person, he was living his own life, and he was being pulled in bunch of different directions, which would make sense for someone with that kind of value as a acclaimed professional athlete. So even if you didn't like love him, he felt like a real person, and so it had the dramatic complexity that a good drama has, where no person is all bad or all good. And that's what I felt this film was missing, what Creed 3 was missing, because I think they established very well that, of course, you are going to feel very sympathetic for Jonathan Major's character, Dame Anderson. But I don't think they, once he got out of jail, they didn't do a lot to establish. Say the intro was great, and him, talking about being in prison was great, and Jonathan Major's performance was great. He reminded me of like people I've seen in real life, where they're like a wounded, dangerous animal, where like they're acting friendly, but if you say the wrong thing, maybe you're gonna set them off. And that would make sense for someone who's kind of been in prison his whole life and who's got a chip on his shoulder, like they say in the film, and who's trying to prove himself, and also very angry, of course, at characters like Adonis. So I think it was a fantastic performance, but I wish he'd been scripted a little better. Is he lonely in his new life? Is he happy? He almost felt kind of cartoonish because once we see him turn on screen and become the heel, the kind of bad guy, we don't see a lot of his personal life. We see him just hanging out with people we don't know and partying and training. It felt like a bit of Clubber Lang, the villain in the third Rocky, but not enough. I guess, all of this is just to say I wish it could have used a bit more characterization, a bit more understanding and sympathy. I think that would have done a lot to make the film both feel a bit more real, and it would have done a lot to make the conflict a lot more exciting. It's like in Creed 2. Creed 2 is excellent, where you didn't want the Drago boxer to win, but you felt a lot of sympathy when you saw how his private life was with his dad and the life they were living together. And yeah, so whatever. Movie's out, can't change it. And, I still think it's pretty good. But it would have been nice if we'd gotten something more complex. And it would have been nice if we'd been able to get Sylvester Stallone back. But also sometimes that doesn't work out. And I don't know, I guess it would have been nice if the drama had been a little more heightened and a little more better established and spread out. So when the actual final conflict happened, we would have been more invested. But oh well, if this is the Rocky 5 of the Creed movies, then it is an indicator of much better overall quality than Rocky 5 was, so don't let me keep you from enjoying it.